Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Yesterday I posted loads of new videos covering all the new information we have regarding Zetsubou No Shima, the new zombies map coming to Black Ops 3 in a few weeks' time. You guys seem to really enjoy all of those videos, which I'm very happy about, so I'm glad you're enjoying the content so far. But one thing I did notice is that a lot of people we're discussing the prospect that Dempsey may have drowned in that prologue. And I was reading those comments and thought, hey, that's really peculiar. Why would people be saying that? And no, this is not an April Fool's. This is legitimately something that's been discussed in my comment sections. I've seen people saying Dempsey falls off the boat in the trailer, and not just off the main boat, but off the actual small little upturned boat that they're clinging onto right at the end of the cutscene itself. People were saying, Dempsey falls off, what if he drowns and dies? What if that's the end of Dempsey? Now that we've got his soul, that Dempsey isn't important anymore. And what if, now, in the map itself, we're going to be playing with Nikolai, with Richtofen, with Takeo, and then with another Takeo, like a young Takeo and an old Takeo or something, instead of Dempsey. I've seen people discussing that very idea in the comments of my videos, and so I thought it would be a good idea to address it in this video and figure out exactly what is going on. First things first, I think it's quite important to play the trailer itself so that you guys can see exactly what I mean and see what other people were going on when they were making these sorts of comments. So I'm going to play it for you now. Take a good look at what you see on your screen.
Oh, no! It was close. Yes, a little too close. We must go now.
Let's pause it right here. As you guys know, I am a sucker for diving into the nitty-gritty details of trailers and picking them apart frame by frame. So that is exactly what we are going to do here. As a lot of you spotted, Dempsey does indeed fall off the little upturned boat. Nobody is questioning that, or at least I certainly hope not. That said, let's not jump to conclusions here without evidence. Using my patented MrRoflWaffles zoom and enhance technology, we can investigate this in a bit more detail to find out what is really going on. Is Dempsey dead? Has he drowned? Let's figure it out. Rendering the bandwidth allocation, re-rendering it, and then tweaking the encoder blast capacities for maximum electric field reduction, we can achieve the following quality improvement. Next, if we increase the eigenvalues of the Crenshaw Velvet Index, we can do this. Next up, we need another quality improvement, so this time, we'll seed the M3L0N parameters, and while we do so, we'll make sure the TG beacon is sufficiently luminiferous. And finally, we are so nearly there now. If we A, implement some Houston narrative paradoxes, B, reroute the excursion matrix to route B, and C, pack-a-punch the moon's space dog, we can backtrace this bad boy back into crystal clear HD video. And voila! The MrRoflWaffles zoom and enhance technology has worked its magic, and we can now watch this in crystal clear HD like I mentioned, and figure out exactly what is happening. Clearly at this point Dempsey is still very much on the boat, but as we scrub forward we see that that is soon to be not the case. As you can see here, he does indeed fall off, just like you guys were saying, and as a couple of other people managed to spot as well, congratulations if you did so, the other characters fall off the boat too. It's not just Dempsey, it's all of them. So, like people were saying, is Dempsey gonna die? Can this poor man swim with all this equipment on him and his clothing and all that jazz? Well, it certainly looks like the entire crew are going to be okay. By the looks of things, they all know how to swim perfectly fine, despite the fact that they'll be weighed down by all the stuff that they're carrying. You know, maybe the summoning key actually helps them out and gives them a little boost, something along those lines. Anyway, they could either swim to the island, or they could just flip the boat back over, the little boat that is, not the big boat obviously. Flipping that over would be a bit of a bigger task, although maybe the summoning key could do that as well, who knows. But perhaps they'll flip the little lifeboat over and then make their way to the island that way instead. Either way, it looks like the way that we're going to start the new map is with the characters arriving on the island for the first time. So it's going to be a completely fresh experience for all of them, but it does pose the question, or rather we should pose the question, of whether they were trying to get here in the first place or not, because they were stowaways on that boat which they were thrown off, or which they jumped off when it exploded, and so potentially that boat was actually going to this island anyway. Or it was going elsewhere, and then the question would be, where were they trying to get to, and why? I've been MrRoflWaffles. Hopefully you found this video informative, useful, and maybe a little amusing as well, just a teeny bit. Fingers crossed you have done. If you have, then leave a like. Go on, smash the like button for Papa Waffles, and I'll see you guys very soon in another Zombies video. Bye-bye.